Everything else is done on goodwill. All this Kevin Russell, you've probably seen running around in green jackets. They do everything, you know, and they work for nothing. My mum does, we all do.
I'll do another little shout out. Security. This is the best security I've encountered at a festival this year. They're fantastic.
I'll tell you what we had to do though, Chris, we come over in April, didn't we, first off? And it was Brian at Dimbola Lodge. I don't know if you've been down to Dimbola Lodge because they got a museum down there about all the original Isle of Wight festival. Interesting place to visit because they've got a bronze statue of Jimi Hendrix life-size in their restaurant grounds there. We came over here, Chris had to actually go and meet the council, meet the police, because everybody was really paranoid. They were thinking there was going to be thousands of people all lined up across the golf course, freaked out. They wanted to stop it because it was unbelievable, wasn't it? We had so much aggravation, you just wouldn't believe it. Go on, explain a bit about it. It's a real epic story, it really is.
I know, we had the hearings, we had silly letters saying that my mum was obviously a big drug dealer. We had the gun squad because apparently someone on the Isle of Wight, they looked on YouTube and they saw a video. Prime Sinister had some plastic pistols. So they said, we're going to be bringing drugs to the Isle of Wight, the police are going to take this seriously.
Prime Sinister had taken them all back to France, so they're going to be arrested.
And at the golf club, they said it's the busiest weekend. They're going to have to shut the golf club because of everybody here. And they're going to use all of the fees, so they want us to give them that money. We had the man who wanted to charge us about £4,500 for 17 toilets. And we said no. You know, everybody on the south coast and said, you will not get toilets on this island. So we call him the king of shit. He knows who he is.
Just to interrupt there, who is the guy or girl that put the grass down the toilet up there? This How do you live with yourself? Now,
half an hour after the toilets were cleaned yesterday, someone went round and picked the grass out of the long field, rolled it up, stuffed it down the toilet and put toilet paper on top of it. They weren't full, they were totally clean. I don't know, someone did it.
Now, testing your mental capabilities. A lot of people ask you to just have to point Dave or Tim. Where was Canberra City 40 years ago relative to where we are now?
Well, I'll tell you what, we can all walk over there, I'll show you if you like. You know where there's a house that's got a marquee in it because they had a party there last night to celebrate the 40th anniversary. Just past there, there's a bungalow right by the side of that hedge. There's a line that runs right away across the field. About 100 yards from there was a stage was sort of slanting over this way. And the other side of that was all these corrugated iron fence that was eventually knocked down. Canberra City was just the other side of there. So, I mean, if you can see, you know, Dimbola have got their little exhibition over there. If you have a look at the photographs, you can see it all and get an idea of where it was. So it's history, folks. Every one of you is part of the history here today.
We've been more than large all week to the museum for the exhibitions they've got there, which are really good. Keep your wristbands on and you get it half price.
Nice one, nice one. Now, this is a great quiz. You can make it a competition. And everyone on the stage, name everybody who's played in Hawkwind. Does anyone know how many? No.
There was a guess. 40 people. 40.
What's wrong with that?
One a year.
Okay, who was the last band you paid to see, and were they any good? Go down the line from you now. It's starting to get you really, Hawkwind, isn't it?
You went to see the dam. The dam! Yes. The dam, thank you. Yes, I went to see the dam in Exeter. That was a good night out. Yes, there we go.
Right, let's go.
went to see the Moody Blues, but it were a little while ago.
Yeah, it was alright actually. Well, I could tell you a wonderful story, but I don't know if I really should. Well, we had a box. Loads of us all got together and we got a box. So this was at Albert Hall, and we were all sort of getting a bit out of it, you know. And a huge argument developed just as what's his name was doing a special.
Just here, it was doing Forever Old.
All by himself, and behind us, I won't mention their names, started having a huge row, and all the people all turned around and looked at these box. Shh!
Including Justin Hayward.
What's mine? Here and Now at the 100 Club was the last one, and I thought they were wonderful on Friday night, I have to say. And also worth a shout to the PA people as well, just from someone down the front. I mean, I thought it was one of the most remarkable PAs I've heard. It was absolutely brilliant. So,
and a big thank you to Nick, who's out the front doing the mixing. He's not mixed us before, didn't know any of the bands. He came in blind on Friday.
Top job.
The last band I saw was Wolves in the Throne Room in Bristol, in a small shed on a street in Bristol. I can't remember the name of the place. They've dug out all the. Oh, they were fantastic! Sheets of huge, wonderful screaming noise. You know, wonderful. I love that sort of stuff. No, maybe not.
Well, someone as mean as me, honestly, I didn't pay. The last gig I went to see was John playing with the Levellers in Greenwich, actually.
Levellers there?
You were a guest.
Last band I paid to go and see last year at Amebix in London. That was well good.
Oh, yes, you got excited about that.
Yeah, so me and Richard went down. It was excellent.
band called the Moulettes in Brighton, which is like gypsy, folky, cello-y, violin-y, these other kind of stuff. It was good.
The annual question variant, why don't you quit while you're ahead? Kids saying.
We just keep ahead. So.
I have to say, a lot of people were saying to me last night that there's a real, feels like a real musical step up at the moment. Would that be a fair?
I was falling asleep there, was I?
The question was, it's a statement really, but it demands a response, which is, there's lots of shades of Hawkwind. Are they ever agree that?
Well,
that's really
I think with a couple of new members in the band, it means we've gone through a lot of sort of rehearsing and stuff. So I just think, I mean, obviously I can't speak before my time, but we work very hard.
How often do you rehearse? I mean, what's the kind of build-up for something like this?
Well, 3 times a week we tend to rehearse, and then 4 a week before we've got something to do. So actually every week-ish, you know.
And a run through in the afternoon before?
Well, of course. Oh, yes, yeah. We sat around. Well, I didn't. I was late eating fish and chips in Morrison's.
What do we think of the what do we think of the pedestrianisation of Norwich City?
You told me.
Someone who's NFM there.
The pedestrianisation of Norwich City Centre.
Yeah, concreting all over.
Oh, cat amongst the pigeons. Who is the best musician in the band, Tim?
That's a hard one.
Dave.
Didn't it say on eBay that you were a genius though, Tim? You pointed it out to me only the other day.
The question was, who is the biggest genius in the band, eh? We knew the answer to that, didn't we? But the question was, who is the best musician? That's a hard thing to say. I think by his experience, Dave comes out top, actually. by his technical cunning. Niall comes out pretty top too, you know. By his
And you could see all this shortly because he will be performing soon.
in cutting time into tiny slices, Richard will always amaze me. Then there's quite a sizable piece of musicianship sitting right next to me. So, you know, I think the ensemble wins it for me.
What flavour is in quark? You know what flavour of quark is? Marmite.
Isn't there a tea room? Tea rooms over there that make these lovely cakes and nice teas. I do believe there's.
A big shout to Tony's coffee shop as well. That brings a new meaning to the word fast serving. Can I have 2 lattes? What? 2 lattes. 2 lattes? Yeah. What? 2 lattes. One cappuccino? No. 2 lattes. It's getting good now. There's a queue's too deep. I just want 2 lattes. I don't want conversation. I'll get them for you. What? Do you want a split? No. Just 2 lattes. Do you want some cake? No. Have some cake. You're having free. Bless. We haven't got any milk. I'm driving us into town, we'll get you some milk.
How is Matthew Ross such a great dancer?
Phil taught me all my moves. Thank you, Phil. Hats off for the lightsabers as well last night. They kept people entertained for hours. Hats off for the fantastic lights as per usual. In TV, I think the rule is you can't have a strobe going for more than 3 seconds at a time and 15 seconds in half an hour. And during Angels of Death, about 8 minutes in, I wonder how long it takes before I have an epileptic fit. When it finally ended, I bent over. The bloke behind me went, "Oh, you could have played it longer."